International Visitor Program for the Vermont Council on World Affairs. And we have two groups here today. We have the 36 young people and their 5 chaperones who are part of the Heritage and Harmony program. The longer official title is the Vermont, Quebec, France Quadricentennial Youth Leadership Program. And it's a 6-week program that began on June 28th with 3 weeks in Vermont. On Saturday, they move on to Quebec for 9 days. And then towards the end of the month, they go off to France for 12 days as they learn about the history and culture of each region, following in the steps of Samuel de Champlain backwards and developing their leadership skills. So, would the Vermont Heritage and Harmony people stand, please? Oh, well, we have the Vermonters, all of them, the Vermont, Quebec, and France, all the Heritage and Harmony. And I should also point out that the reason Harmony is not only Council on World Affairs is also happy to welcome a group of 7 young people from Iraq and their chaperone. The Iraqis arrived in Vermont yesterday, although they've been in the United States for a few weeks, in Washington, D.C., Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. After their week in Vermont, they will go to New York City, where they will meet other Iraqis. Over 40 Iraqis were brought to the United States for this program and now have been split up, going to different states. So the Iraqis are lucky that they got to come to Vermont. So could the Iraqis please stand? Welcome to you. And then also today, we are very fortunate to have the students from Azerbaijan and Armenia that are being hosted by PH International. And I'd like Elizabeth to tell you about them.
I'm Elizabeth Metro, and this is one of my colleagues, Rob Williams, who will be filming a lot of today. And I have 2 more colleagues somewhere. There's Kanan from Baku, and my Azerbaijani student. Can you stand up? Just my Azerbaijani. All right, sit down. Do some exercise, get your blood flowing. Aya, can you stand up if she's here?
She's in the coffee shop.
Oh, I won't rat on Aya. My Armenian students, can you stand up? All right, thank you. Oh, and there's Aya, our program manager from Yerevan. And my last 10 students come from all across the United States and Vermont. And can you stand up? Yes. Vermont is its own special spot.
The secessionist movement.
That's right. Rob can speak to that. And you can sit down. The reason these 30 amazing teenagers are here is for a couple of things. One, we're exploring social media, like the use of Twitter and Facebook and all those sexy new technologies that are really changing the way we communicate. And we're also doing socially conscious filmmaking. So students are tackling big topics, women's rights, children's rights, and creating documentaries and short films that they'll be showcasing here in Vermont as well as overseas in the Caucasus region. So it's an exciting program, and we are delighted to have you with us, to be able to join all of you today. And throughout the day, some of the students will be interviewing you and filming you, and hopefully you don't mind. And if you do, you might want to let them know before they start. But thank you so much. It is a delight to be here.
And I have a couple more.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
First, I just want to say I'm really excited to be here. I think this is incredible that all you young people are brought together. And this is a wonderful experience for me because many of the places that you're from I haven't been to, nor have I necessarily interacted with folks from that place. So I feel like a little kid in some ways. So I was wondering if you could indulge me. I know it's kind of corny, but I'd love to hear good morning in everybody's language. And I don't know them all. So if someone is brave enough from each country, wouldn't mind indulging me by just telling me whatever your morning greeting is. If you saw someone in the morning and you wanted to say hello, how would you do that? So how about if we start with Quebec? Bonjour. Bon matin. That's that good morning, sort of? Bon matin. And do the French have anything different, or is it the same? The same. No sort of regional differences, or the same? Okay. How about the Iraqis? One more time, please. And does that translate fairly directly to good morning, or? Yeah. It does. Thank you. How about Azerbaijan? Is that similar?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And Armenia? So that's different. Is that good morning, more or less?
Yeah.
Okay. Did we miss anyone? French?
Vermonters?
Vermonters? Yeah. Well, give me a deep Vermont accent, somebody. Well, thanks. A lot of times when I get together with groups and talk, I like to start with things that are topical. So I was telling my colleague, I've got a person I work with in the back, that I was behind a truck this morning, just before coming into St. Mike's. And I'm laughing because it was so ridiculous what I saw on this truck that it's sort of laughable, but it's also tragic. So it was a truck and it was all machoed out, big black truck. This guy was saying, I'm a man, was what I was seeing him, communicating with his truck. And which is cool. I mean, the cast version was cool. And it had stickers and things on it, but one of the stickers on the truck said, "Made with tools, not chopsticks." Now I say that, and I say that with embarrassment because, this here in America, so my sense was this person was making a political statement. But the reason I share that here is because I was kind of, I was clearly appalled, but just amazed that there's no one in that young man's life that's questioning that. No parent, or at least not enough to have him not have that in his truck. Not his boss, not his coworkers, not his girlfriend, not his parents. It strikes as someone should be saying, dude, what's up with the sticker on the truck? Like, maybe there's a political commentary about Made in America, but is that the way that you need to represent that? And just sort of questioning him, and it made me think that maybe I'm being naive or too optimistic, but I would imagine if that young man had an experience like what you're going to have, that would be less likely.
Not Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali or no? Was it Muhammad Ali? Like the boxer? No. Oh, Bob Marley. Oh, they said Muhammad Ali. Bob Marley. Amazing. Yeah, anybody have some votes for Muhammad? Come on. Float like a butterfly. Right there, please. Yes. Bruce Lee?
How many people had the word love as one of their two? Stand up and say passion. As one of their two. Passion? Sure. And what about self-confidence?
What customers on the front of the
Let's have a discussion about leadership. Yeah. What are properties that make a leader awesome? He's got to be in